way down there in the turn. The other side is Spillman Lake, so we may not yet get a chance to view a talking. There's the dock area on the right shoreline where we made our first stop at Lake Trail, but boy, it's a little hot and humid to be negotiating that up and down that hill. We are going to be cutting the corner of Pasture B, so if you catch a glimpse of any deer, there'll be Pear David's deer. Any big old hairy things with horns would be a talking, and I think we've got something we'll see at the top we haven't seen yet. So let's get up the hill here.
The eclipse has started, so I can't point the camera up anymore, but oh, so cool. Steve doesn't want me to ruin his camera, so I can't point it at the sun.
Okay. Well, I can't see from this side.
Do you have a pen and paper? I'll give them my YouTube channel if they want to get the. I can give them my YouTube channel where I'll post this video.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that. I don't think I have a pen and paper though.
Now over here to the left at the bottom of the hill, you see a couple smaller barns and a shelter. This is called a catch yard, and it's actually just kind of like a holding pen. Animal management will herd an animal or several animals with their pickup trucks over to that catch yard, and then they'll go around the base of the hill there to the left through a series of chutes, and we'll just funnel the animal wherever they need to go. I'm looking for the baby, and I think I see him underneath the shelter up there. He's going to be just behind I think, my eyes aren't as good as they used to be, behind those two adult females, but just to the right in their behind area, right along that post there. He's kind of coming straight on at us, so that is our new baby Giraffes zebra, and I believe he is now about 2 weeks old, getting close to 3 weeks, I believe. I'm losing track of when all these babies were born, so I think he's just a few weeks old, not quite a month. Because the onager was born before the Giraffes. So Giraffes are the largest zebra in the world. Of course, all zebra are native to Africa, and zebra stripes, just like our fingerprints, are unique to each individual zebra. There are no two that have the same pattern.
Let me see those.
And those stripes can really benefit zebra in several ways.
It's slow,
first of
you're
all,
right.
They can really, since they're each a unique pattern.
It hasn't really affected daylight yet.
And
sorry, we're going to keep talking over here.
Oh, no. Hey, you know what? This only happens about probably once in our lifetime. So
I know.
You guys can come back and see the Giraffes anytime you want. So, but I'm going to continue with my discussion, but I don't take it personally. Everybody take advantage of this unique opportunity. So, Giraffes named after a president of France who was in office when the first one was sent as a gift from the government of Abyssinia. Now, once again, zebra stripes, unique to each individual zebra, and really benefits them in several ways. Oh, now we can see the baby sideways.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there he is. First of all, they believe it helps with family recognition. It allows the family members to recognize. They'll memorize that pattern and be able to recognize family members. Those stripes also decent camouflage in the, oh boy, that was exhausting walking from that shelter there. we have to lay down after that. It's a decent camouflage. They also, those stripes will kind of confuse predators. Whenever predators are hunting, it's helpful if they can make out the outline of an entire animal. And zebra traveling in a herd, those stripes create an optical illusion and make it more difficult for a predator to make out the outline of an entire animal. It's called disruptive coloration. A couple other benefits, it may help regulate their internal body temperatures, as well as, interestingly enough, may polarize light to such a degree that it may be a deterrent to biting insects. So I guess there's a lot of benefits to having stripes. All right, everybody have a seat. We're going to head into pasture A. We've got some more babies up here. And the first that we're going to encounter are sable antelope from Africa. And we just put our breeding male out. He's under the shelter here, and boy is he a handsome fella. Sable antelope from Africa. Very aggressive, very powerful antelope, so not too many predators really going to want to risk injury by going after a healthy adult sable. There's the calf right to the right, just between the fence line and the first of the
a unicorn.
Original unicorns here in a little bit. All right, now off to the right and back of the stables there, and there's two calves. More babies, more babies. These are, if you think they look like cattle, of course you are correct. But these are truly wild cattle. These are called bantangs. So these are not a feral animal like we discussed earlier. So these are truly one of nature's wild cattle. They are endangered, native to Indonesia and that area of the world. The adults that we see out there are all cows or females. They're that chestnut brown. The bulls are black. So whenever you can tell the sexes apart just by looking at them, it's called sexual dimorphism. So the bantang are probably the best example of the sexually dimorphic species that we have here in the wild. So the two little calves, one is a bull calf, one is a cow calf. And as you can see, they're born the same color as the cows. But if it's the bull, as he begins to mature in age, he will begin to darken until when he reaches full maturity, he will be black. Like we'll see, maybe get a glimpse of our older bull here in a few minutes. Now we are the stud book holder here at the Wilds for the bantang, and we are one of the first facilities to breed them successfully through artificial insemination as well. Now over here to the left, as we make our way out of pasture A, you see quite a grouping of buildings over here. This is the larger vet complex, the med barn, and then on the hillside you begin to see some of the barn areas. And then to the left of all these, you notice the black panels. That is part of that chute system that actually began at the catch yard and how we can direct an animal wherever they need to go. Well, these girls are problematic.
They're going to come at us?
No, they're going to try and get through the gate.
Oh.
Oh, they're that smart, huh?
Yes. And these, of course, are ostrich. Ostrich are the largest birds in the world. Native to Africa now, of course. We are breeding ostrich here, but we have them from what we call species diversity, and they really are entertaining for the guests, rather problematic for everybody else that works out here. But when we get up here, you notice they only have 2 toes on each foot, where most birds have 4. They also have one of the largest eyes of any land animal. So we are going to try to hustle through, so everybody stay seated, because these two got through this weekend with me going through the gate. I don't want to repeat that performance.
Do they know your bus?
No, they just know any buses, and she's got her eye on us right now. So if she gets through, it's not a huge dilemma. It's just animal management has to come out and put them back in where they want them to be. They don't really cause any difficulties with any of their animals, but that's not where they want them to be, is over here. So looks like she's going to behave herself today. So we got through without being accosted by the ostrich. Now we have a total of 4 here, 1 male and 3 females. Those are females. The male, once again, should be a different color, so they are a sexually dimorphic species as well. You can tell the boys from the girls just by looking at them. And since they are the largest bird in the world, they're going to have the largest bird egg. And a good-sized ostrich egg is going to be the equivalent of about 24 chicken eggs. So I think we could probably still feed this pup easily with one ostrich egg. Now we do have a lot of very talented people that work out here, very artistic, and if you're interested in seeing ostrich eggs, check out at the gift shop when we drop you off at the Overlook. We've got some of our ostrich eggs that have been drained, and then we have some very talented folks out here that have decorated them. So, and you can actually purchase them if you like. Now here on the left, and by the way, we're in pasture G, and if you couldn't already guess why it's called pasture G. But over here to the left, we've got a couple other antelope out here in G besides the tallest land mammal. These are eland over here to the left. Over here to the right, we have fringe-eared oryx. Both of them are native to Africa. Now, eland are the largest antelope in the world, and we've got some new eland out here at the Wild, so we'll see if we'll have some eland babies next season. Now, in parts of actually been tamed and used much like we would use cattle. And their milk, by the way, has more protein and more butter fat than even Jersey cow milk. So it's a very, very rich milk. Fringed oryx way over there to the right. They are not listed as endangered right now, but we have had them here for many, many years doing a lot of research and study and learning more about oryx all the time. And then what we learn will benefit them in the future, as well as another oryx we'll meet in the next chapter called the scimitar horned oryx. Alrighty, well let's meet up with the world's tallest land mammal. Another animal doesn't need a whole lot of introduction by me. These, of course, are giraffe, and giraffe are all native to Africa now. About 9 different kinds of giraffe left, and they're actually calling them the silent extinction because for many years we've been losing giraffe at a record number and not really realizing how quickly we're losing them. So just add that to the ever-growing long list of animals in trouble. Now we're going to start at the top and kind of work our way down. Giraffes have horns, but they're different than any other horns. They're made out of cartilage. They're ossified cartilage called ossicones. Giraffe also have very long prehensile tongues, about 18 to 20 inches long, and they are a little darker in color, which helps prevent sunburn. Now, since you folks have been out here before, this won't be quite as surprising. I always like to look on people's faces when I tell them the giraffe have the same number of neck vertebrae in their necks that we have in ours. They've got 7 and we have 7. That's actually a common number for most mammals. But giraffe neck bones or neck vertebrae now are about 10 to 12 inches apiece, so they have about a 6 to 7 foot long neck. Just their neck is about 6 to 7 feet long. Now the different patches that you see, the patterns, the coloration would signify the different types, whether it's a species, subspecies, or hybrid. And those patches are pretty good camouflage, as well as those patches help to regulate their internal body temperatures. Now the males are called bulls, the females are cows. The babies then of course would be calves. And the cows do give birth standing up, so those calves have a long way to fall to the ground. And newborn giraffes are about 6 feet tall when they are first born. Now, the newest member of the wild family out here, we just welcomed a brand new baby giraffe. He was born a couple weeks ago. He is still over close to his barn over there with mom, and everybody's doing very, very well. So he is a brand new baby giraffe.
Didn't put that on YouTube and make a big deal about it like that animal park did?
Oh, you mean, what's that?
Whatever that animal park is.
It was April.
I knew it started with an A. I couldn't remember. I was going to say Ashley or something. I thought, no, that's not right. No, we didn't. No. I will say Savannah didn't take very long to have the baby. Not nearly as long as apparently it took April. Because I think that went on for a long time. All right, well, we are now in pasture E, and this is where we're meeting our second rhino. Looks like they're all ready for the solar eclipse up here on top of the hill. These are southern white rhinos. They are the largest rhino in the world and the most numerous. So there are more of these than any other rhino. Now, white rhinos, once again, are different than other rhinos. They're the more social rhino. They enjoy living in much larger herds called crashes, and they also have a different upper lip. The other rhinos, all of the other rhinos, tend to be a little more solitary, and they also have that pointed upper lip for browsing. White rhinos have a flat, squared, wide upper lip for grazing. So these are the grass-eating rhinos, if you will. Now, the bulls can weigh about 6,000 pounds, which not only makes them the largest rhino, it also makes them the second largest land mammal after the elephants. And I will tell you the second, I usually talk about 2 very, very important, significant firsts that we've accomplished here at the wilds. One was with the onagers and artificial insemination. The other one I mentioned involves the southern white rhino. So we are now the only facility outside of Africa that has a 4th and 5th generation southern white rhino born in human hands. So one of the top rhino facilities in the world is here at the wilds, especially with white rhinos, who are notoriously difficult to breed in captivity. But we've had such success with our rhinos here over the years that we actually last year had to build another barn so that we could continue breeding them out here. too. It's still made out of that protein, that keratin. And unfortunately for rhinos, they're being heavily poached for that horn. It's been used in the past for many, many purposes, but in the recent years, predominantly used in traditional Asian medicine. Of course, there is absolutely no medicinal value to powdered rhino horn. It's made out of the same protein that makes up your hair and fingernails. But as long as people continue to purchase that illegally, rhinos will be poached. Now, a couple years ago, and I think it's probably still pretty accurate, the black market street value for powdered rhino horn is about $65,000 per kilogram, which makes it actually more valuable than gold, cocaine, and heroin. And unfortunately, if we don't figure out a way to end the poaching, we are going to lose rhinos to extinction. Now, we're looking at what are called the southern white rhinos. There is a northern white, and there are only 3 animals left in the entire world. So once again, due to poaching, there was a western black rhino. In Africa, you have white and black rhinos, and then they can be divided up into subspecies depending on the area that they're living in. So there was a western black rhino that did go completely extinct about 2011 or 2012. So they are no longer anywhere on the planet.